So how should a business that's a seasonal business plan for their marketing campaigns throughout the year? Do they just market during the season of their business, or do they market in the off season, or do they do both? And I would say you need to do both, right? Just like if you're training as an athlete, you train in the off season more so than you do during the season a lot of times, right? You continue training during both, but the way that you train changes. And that's the same way with a small business. A seasonal business needs to have a marketing campaign that runs all year, but the way in which you market is going to need a shift when it's off season and during the season. So let's talk about some of those tips about how you can market your business during the season and during the off season coming up. Tip 1 for marketing your business in the off season is to really build your organic presence on Google Search and Google Maps for your business. So people search things when it's the season, right? And when the season comes, you want to be ranking on top. So what you need to do during the off season is really put a lot of effort behind getting your business ranking at the top of Google for your best keywords on search, and also the best keywords for the maps. People use Google Search and Google Maps to find local businesses. And so when the season starts to come, let's say it's landscaping, people will start to search for those services that you provide, and you want to be on top. Well, you don't just get on top overnight. This isn't something you can just sink your teeth into when the season comes around. You'll be too late. You need to start working on this in the off season, building content on your website, building monster pages, we call it, which are huge landing pages for these keywords, getting more reviews on your Google Maps listing so your Maps listing ranks higher, and so many other things in between there when it comes to SEO and content marketing. This should be your focus during the off season so that your business ranks very high for as many keywords as possible that are going to drive you business when the season comes around. Tip 2 during the off season is to build your presence on social media. This is really important because you want to be the brand that the customers think of first when the season comes around, right? But they're not going to think of you first if you don't start marketing until the season starts, right? You're way too late. You need to get out in front of this. So here's the thing, when somebody's using something like a landscaper, they're thinking about this well before the spring comes because they know that the schedules are getting busy for landscapers, right? So what's your business and what are those people thinking about? How do you get in front of them on social media in advance? So when they start to think about things they're going to need in the future, they see you and they're thinking of you first. And that just comes down to social media and maybe doing some advertising there, doing some organic posting there to stay out in front of people, making your brand aware to them. There's a great idea here you can leverage, which is just the idea of reminders. This can be a great way to build a huge list. For example, maybe you are a business that has a busy season coming up, like a childcare business that is going to be real busy when school gets out, right? Because a lot of kids are going to need childcare when school gets out. Well, you want to start putting reminders out there on social media for these parents saying, hey, save your spot now. Classes are filling up. Put your email in here, your name in here, and get an alert when we're ready to start registering people for these classes or for these daycare sessions, those sorts of things, right? What type of business are you, and what are those sorts of alerts that you can throw out there for people to help them actually remember to do this when the time comes? The thing is you're building a huge list, a huge audience, so that when the season comes around, let's say it's lawn care, and now it's time to start getting your lawn cut, you could even have alerts and promotions on social media for discounts for the early birds. So that could be, hey, you need your lawn cut in the spring, spring's coming, put your name in here and get an early bird discount so that when we're ready to start filling up the schedule, you're on top and you get the discount. What happens is you start building a huge list here, so when the season rolls around, boom, your schedule is full, and that's the key. Tip number 3, and why you should continue to market during the off season, is to build an audience that you can use for retargeting and advertising when the season comes around. The way that retargeting works is, as people see you on social media or they go to your website, they're added into a list. You don't necessarily have to be advertising to this list. It's just building an audience of individuals that have seen your brand or been to your website. The key here is to have a list as big as possible so that when the season comes around, you have this huge list that you can now run ads to. Now that people, all that whole list of people in your audience list, as soon as the season hits, they're all of a sudden seeing your ads everywhere. It just feels like you're the best company in town. The beauty of retargeting is it's really cheap. So if you build this huge list in advance as the season's coming up, when you start to advertise and turn your retargeting ads on during the season, it's going to be much less expensive than you running ads to just a brand new list, people that aren't in your retargeting list, just running ads like at the top of Google or other ways, the cost per click there is really high if you're doing it that way. But if they've been to your website before or they've seen you before, to remarket to them is actually really cheap. And so you want to have a big as of a list as possible when the season hits, so that instantly, boom, your ads are everywhere and everybody goes to you instead of your competitor. And tip number 4, last tip during the off season, is to prepare for the season by building up your reputation. Building up your reputation is so important because people are going to make decisions based on the number of reviews you have in your overall rating. Well, the off season is a great time to pause and look at all the customers that you've served during the busy season and follow up with them, make sure that they're doing well, and capture reviews. In the process of capturing all these reviews, when you get good reviews, you can also ask for referrals. And in many cases, a lot of these, if you're a business that's a recurring business, so like a pest control, has seasonality to it, right? Where the same customer base needs you again. So it's a good opportunity to also get out in front of them and schedule them for the next season. The key is, if you can do the right type of marketing during the off season, you can actually fill your schedule for the season. Here's the beauty of that. If you fill your schedule for the season, you don't have to do as much increased marketing during the season. And here's the thing, marketing during the season is much more expensive because marketing is a competitive thing, right? A lot of it's a bidding mechanism between you and your competitors. So if everybody's rushing to try to run their ads at the same time, it's going to push up the price. But if you don't need to be the desperate business that's doing that, then because your schedule's already full, you're actually going to have a better return on investment. So I think that you will ultimately see a better return on investment with your marketing if you evenly spread it throughout the year and stay consistent with it and keep your schedule full in advance, as opposed to not marketing in the off season and then waiting till the season and then panicking and then spending way too much to get the business that you're looking for. And so these are just some things to think about as a business owner with a seasonal business, and how you can be prepared for a winning season next season. So thanks for watching these tips. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and it gave you some ideas on how you can market your business in the off season and prepare for a winning season. If you have additional tips that you want to leave in the comments, please do. Like the video if you like it, share it with your friends, and follow us for more content like this down the road. Happy marketing.